Full Young, and the Restless Spoilers. Welcome back to our channel. Today is a truly mind-blowing day in the soap world, and we absolutely need to unpack the sheer chaos that just unfolded on our screens. Grab your favorite snack, settle in, and let's get right into the thick of this Genoa City madness. I am sitting here in the dark, typing this up late at night because I literally cannot sleep after what I just witnessed. I need to get this out of my system before I explode. I am shaking right now. I cannot believe they actually did that. I am furiously pounding at my keyboard because I just watched the latest episode and my jaw is permanently glued to the floor. Victor Newman just ran over Patty Williams with his car. He ran her over, like actually drove his high-powered vehicle into a human being with the explicit intent to kill. I mean, we all know Victor is ruthless. We know he plays dirty, and we know he will do anything to protect his empire. But straight up attempted vehicular homicide in cold blood to silence someone, that is a whole new level of dark, even for the mustache. And I have been watching this show religiously since 2015, and I swear to you, this is the most terrifying, visceral thing they have ever done. My heart is still pounding out of my chest. Am I the only one who had to rewind that scene 3 times just to make sure I wasn't hallucinating? But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. My brain is going a million miles an hour. Okay, back to the point. Let's talk about Patty Williams for a second. Oh, Patty. What on earth were you thinking? We all know Patty is an absolute wild card. She is the living, breathing definition of unhinged chaos. Remember when she poisoned Summer Newman years ago? Or, hell, just recently when she slept with Jack on that boat and blew up his entire marriage with Diane. Patty has always been a walking tornado of bad decisions, but this time she flew way too close to the sun. She somehow managed to get her hands on Victor's darkest secrets, and instead of running for the hills or hiding in a bunker or literally doing anything else to preserve her own life, she decides to play hardball with the most dangerous man in Genoa City. I'm sorry, but that is just a massive death wish. You do not hold secrets over Victor Newman's head and expect to live a peaceful life. You just don't. And it wasn't just that she knew his secrets. Oh no, Patty had to take it a massive step further because she is physically incapable of keeping her mouth shut. She starts screaming, literally shrieking at the top of her lungs that she is completely done following his orders. She was actively defying him to his face. And if there is one single thing Victor Newman cannot stomach, it is insubordination. But then she dropped the absolute nuke. She threatened to form an alliance with Matt Clark. Matt Clark, the very same Matt Clark who has been terrorizing Nick, Adam, Sharon, and Noah out in Las Vegas. The same Matt who poisoned Nick and left him fighting for his life on a hospital floor. Patty wanting to team up with Matt to overthrow the Newman family. That is genuinely the most terrifying villain duo I could possibly imagine. 2 completely unpredictable psychopaths with a massive vendetta against the Newmans. Victor must have felt his blood turn to absolute ice. Because think about it from Victor's perspective for a minute. He is currently orchestrating this massive psychological masterclass against Phyllis Summers. He's using AI to frame her. He's got Christine doing his dirty work in court. And he's manipulating Diane and Jack's marriage just for his own twisted amusement. Victor is sitting on his leather throne thinking he is the untouchable god of Genoa City. And then here comes Patty Williams, this chaotic mess of a woman threatening to blow his entire empire to smithereens. He was extremely cautious of her at first. You could see it in his eyes in those earlier scenes. He knew she was a loose cannon, and he was playing it safe. But the moment she mentioned allying with Matt, you could literally see the switch flip in Victor's brain. The caution vanished, and the pure, unadulterated killer instinct took over. The confrontation scene leading up to the crash was absolute cinematic perfection, and I will fight anyone in the comments who says otherwise. Patty was completely unhinged, her eyes wide, her hair a mess, just screeching about how she was going to burn the Newmans to the ground. She really thought she had the upper hand. She honestly believed that knowing his secrets made her invincible. And Victor was terrifyingly silent. He didn't yell back. He didn't throw a glass against the wall like he usually does. He just stared at her with those cold, dead, shark-like eyes. That's when you know Victor is at his absolute most dangerous. When he stops arguing and starts calculating, someone is about to lose their life. I was screaming at my screen, "Patty, run! Just turn around and run away." But no, she just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and then we get to the climax, the hit and run. Oh my God. The cinematography of this sequence was breathtakingly dark and twisted. The isolated road, the eerie silence of the night, and then the sudden blinding glare of the headlights piercing through the darkness. You hear the engine revving, that deep, guttural roar of a heavy engine, and you just know exactly who is behind the wheel. Patty turns around, the headlights illuminating her absolutely terrified face as she finally tragically realizes she pushed the wrong man way too far, and Victor doesn't even swerve. He doesn't hit the brakes. He just accelerates. Bam. The impact was sickening. They didn't shy away from the brutality of it at all. Victor Newman literally used his car as a deadly weapon to obliterate a human being just to protect his secrets. It was horrifying. It was terrifying. And I am still trying to process the sheer magnitude of what this means for the entire show. Like, what exactly are these secrets that Patty is holding? They have to be absolutely nuclear. Is it the truth about the AI-generated emails framing Phyllis? If that gets out, Victor's entire plot collapses, he faces federal prison, and Summers' company is saved. Or does she know something even worse? Does she know about his involvement in the Vegas nightmare with Matt Clark? Maybe Victor secretly funded Matt's initial return to test his sons? I am just spitballing here, but the secret has to be earth-shattering for Victor to resort to outright murder in the streets. He didn't hire a hitman. He didn't have his security team handle it quietly like he normally would. He got behind the wheel and did it his damn self. That screams desperation. Victor Newman was desperate, and a desperate Victor is a lethal Victor. I know some people are loving this dark turn, but personally, I am so conflicted. On one hand, it is incredible television. It is the exact kind of soapy, high-stakes drama that keeps us glued to our screens for years. Remember when they tried this kind of dark, murderous storyline with Ashland Locke? Yeah. Didn't work then either because Ashland wasn't a legacy character and we didn't care about him. But this is Victor. This is the patriarch of the show committing a brutal, violent crime. It reminds me of the old days when Victor would lock people in dungeons or leave them stranded on islands. But this is so much more visceral and permanent. He didn't leave her fate to chance. He actively tried to end her life. How is he going to cover this up? The GCPD is incompetent, sure, but a hit and run involving a high-profile woman like Patty Williams, Paul Williams is going to tear the entire city apart looking for whoever did this to his sister. And let's take a second to think about how this impacts everyone else in town. Like, What about Phyllis? Victor has been suffocating her with this AI evidence, watching her self-destruct like it's his favorite reality TV show. But now Victor has a massive, bloody mess on his hands. He has to cover his tracks. He has to make sure no security cameras caught his license plate. He has to establish a rock-solid alibi. If Victor is distracted by trying to hide a literal murder, this might be the exact loophole Phyllis needs to escape Christine's legal wrath. I mean, it is so ironic. Victor was so focused on destroying Phyllis flawlessly, and now his own murderous rage might be the thing that saves her. The poetic justice of it all is just brilliant. But knowing Phyllis, she is probably too busy yelling at Michael Baldwin to even realize Victor has taken his eye off the ball. And let's talk about the Matt Clark connection again, because that is the piece of the puzzle that is driving me absolutely insane. Patty wanted to ally with Matt. Did she already contact him? Does Matt already know Victor's secrets? Because if Matt knows, Victor running over Patty was completely pointless. Matt is already in police custody after Noah beat the living daylights out of him, but Matt is a total cockroach. He always survives. If Matt has Victor's secrets, he is going to use them to negotiate his way out of prison. Victor might have just committed vehicular manslaughter for absolutely nothing. I swear the writing team is weaving this massive, tangled web, and I am so here for it, but it is also giving me massive anxiety. I just can't stop thinking about the fallout. Who is going to find Patty's body? Is she even dead? Because you know the golden rule of soap operas. If you don't see a body in a casket, they aren't dead. And even then, it's a toss-up. If Patty survives this, she is going to wake up in a hospital bed with the ultimate trump card. Victor will have to sneak into the hospital to finish the job, and I am already dreading the anxiety of watching that play out. But if she is dead, Victor has officially crossed a line from ruthless businessman to cold-blooded murderer. I mean, he's skirted the line before, but this was so direct. How will Nikki react if she finds out her husband is doing hit and runs? How will Adam and Nick react? Nick is currently fighting for his life because of Matt, and his own father is out here running people over in the streets. The hypocrisy of the Newman family is just staggering sometimes. I'm sorry, I'm just rambling at this point, but I really needed to get this out of my system. I am emotionally exhausted. This show is taking years off my life, and yet I will be sitting right here tomorrow, popcorn in hand, ready to see the aftermath. Are we going to see Victor calmly sipping scotch in his office like nothing happened? Probably. Will he have his car quietly detailed to wash away the evidence? Definitely. But the guilt, the paranoia, the secrets, they are going to eat him alive, or at least I hope they do. Victor needs to face consequences for once in his life. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because my mind is spinning and I need to know I'm not the only one losing sleep over this absolute masterpiece of an episode.